Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial, and in today's tutorial I want to show you how to make this holiday poinsettia bracelet. It's really fun to make, and you could do this in an array of colors, all kinds of colors. Whatever color you have would probably look really pretty. Now I've seen colored poinsettias in a red and in a white leaf, so I'm doing this one in a red. I did use a cut button. I'm still undecided if I like this or not, so by the time I finish the bracelet I'll let you know if I'm going to keep that cut button or not. But this is what we're going to make today, only using 3 beads. Okay, three different kinds of beads, and I really like this. It's super easy to make. A beginner can make this, and it's fun. Now it does look really nice on the wrist when you're wearing it. As you can see, it's super sparkly. I love the sparkle of Czech Firepolish. Now in this bracelet I used a 4mm Czech Firepolish in a transparent dark ruby. So this is a really dark red. Really pretty. It's rich and deep colored. I'm using a 11/0 Miyuki seed bead in matte metallic Petina iris, and that's the color green I'm using. And I'm using crystal A bead in a 6mm Firepolish, Czech Firepolish bead, and that's what I'm using in my centers. You can use any color you want. I just thought the clear color really stood out really nice in this bracelet, so you can use whatever color you want. I'm using 8-pound Fireline for this project, and a size 10 beading needle, and a pair of scissors. Now to get started, you are going to need, I strung on just this piece, I strung on about 2 really long yards of Fireline, and as you can see, this is all I have left. Okay, so you are going to have to add thread because, like I said, I used 2 really long pieces on here, or 1 really long piece, and I've only got that much done. Okay, so you are going to have to add thread. Now, I'm just going to push these 6mm Firepolish out of the way, and I'm going to dump some beads. I will, in the description box, put under the show more how many crystals you're going to actually need if you make a roughly a size 8. And not everyone makes a size 8. So I am going to really seriously cut a really long piece of Fireline. Really long piece. Okay. I think I might be a wee bit too close here. Well, this one isn't super long, but I'm not going to do it super long because it's going to take me forever to pull it through. So I'm just threading my needle. Alright, now to get started, oh, this is quite long. To get started on your needle, you're going to be working with your 4mm and your 11/0s. Okay, so you're going to pick up an 11/0, a 4mm, 11/0, 4mm, 11/0, 4mm, 11/0, 4mm. So this is what you should have. 4 4mm and 4 11/0s. Now bring those all the way down to the end, leaving a little tail. Like that. I'd say about 3-4 inches. And then you're just going to go right back through all these beads again. Okay? So from the tail up, just go through all the beads. Like that. Wow, that tail got longer. So this is what you should have. Now, pull your work nice and tight. To get away from your tail, we're just going to go through a couple of beads here. Come on, tail. Piss off. Alright. So I'm going to go through the 11-0, the 4mm, and the 11-0. And I'm going to exit out of an 11-0. And there's our circle. Hopefully you can see that. I know my hands are shadowing everything and I don't get it. I've got lights everywhere, but I can't seem to get rid of the shadows. Okay, so you're coming out of the 11-0. Alright, now you're going to pick up 3 more 11-0s on your needle. Pick up 3 more. I can't do this like this. Let me try to figure something out. 3 more 11-0s. And you're going to go make a circle. So I'm coming out here. I'm going to enter here. And then I'm just going to go through the 4mm as well. So I'm just making a circle and adding a little picot over top of the 11-0s, like this. Okay. Now you're going to exit into the next 11-0 between your 4mm, like this. Okay. Pick up 3 more. Make a circle and go through. If you can go through all 3 beads, then hey, 1 pass. And pinch it kind of between your fingers and pull it tight. So now we have 2 picots. And now I'm already exiting out of this 11-0. Pick up 3 more and go into the next 11-0. 4mm, and I can't grab that 11-0. So we're just going to pull that tight like that. So now we have 3. Exit into the last 11-0 that we haven't done. And this tail. Pick up 3 more. And now exit into the 11-0 and go right across, if you can, into the next 11-0 up here. Doesn't matter which one. So there. Like that. So I'm exiting out of that very first one we did. So this is what we have. Very simple, easy, basic pattern. Now, you need to go up into the 2 11-0s to exit out of this top one right here. It does not matter right now what picot you're coming out of. So just go up the side bead. and then exit out of this top one right there. Okay. Alright. Now for this one here, you're going to pick up. Now you're not going to start with an 11/0 and you're not going to end in 11/0. You're going to pick up, you still need 4 crystals. Pick up a 4mm, 11/0, a 4mm, 11/0, a 4mm, an 11/0, and one more 4mm. So this is what you should have on your needle. So you have 4 11/0 or 4 4mm and only 3 11/0s. Okay. Now you're just going to make a circle in this 11/0 seed bead that you're coming out of, going back through the same bead, and you're going to pull. If my thread doesn't want to keep tangling. There we go. And now you're going to have to go through all this circle to reinforce it. Okay, so I'm turning it around because it's easier for me. I'm right-handed. And now you're going to go through all these beads again, just to reinforce. Back out of the 11/0. And I have a knot. Well, I haven't had knots in coon's ages. Alright, pull that nice and tight. So that should be nice and snug. Now you want to get into this side 11/0 right there. So you're going to bring your needle through the 4mm and the 11/0, and you're going to pull. Okay, so you have this. Pick up 3 more 11/0s, make a circle, and go through the 11/0, the 4mm, and the 11/0, the other 11/0. And pull that in there. Sometimes you have to give it, manipulate a little bit, but it goes in. Pick up 3 more 11/0s. Exit into that. Well, you make a circle, of course, and go. I can't do it that way, so I have to go this way. Just so I only make one pass. I'm pulling all this thread through once. And pull. Keep your work pulled tight, okay? And now you're exiting out of this last 11/0 that you need to put a picot in. So pick up 3 more. And go through the 11/0. And because I don't want to work out of the last picot I just put on, I'm going to go through here, the 4mm and the 11/0, that's joining the two together. And I'm going to exit out of this one here up top. Like that. So that's what you should have right now, is 2 groups of, sometimes you have to play with these 11/0s, but they do kind of stay. Okay, so I want to exit out of here. I can't be in the side picots. I need to be in the top picot here. So exit here and stay with your thread path. So I'm exiting out of that 11/0 there. I want to be in that picot. And you got to watch your thread. It can easily snag. Now I want to be exiting out of this one, so I have to go up the side bead and into this top bead. Pulling very carefully. Like that. Okay, so now we're ready to put our closure on. Now, like I said, I don't like how I did this closure. Just don't like it. It's just too long in here. I don't like long necks. So I am going to shorten it in there. So let's get another cut button, or I'll just cut this one off because I'm just going to reuse this anyways. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, so for starters, you need to pick up an 11-0, a Firepolish 11-0, a no 11-0, a Firepolish 11-0, and a Firepolish, a 4 millimeter. Okay, so 4 millimeter, 11-0, and a 4 millimeter on your needle. And you're just going to jump across into the top picot of the second one. So go into this one here. Coming out of this one, I'm going across into that one. And I'm just going to place these Firepolish as a bridge. Now you got to go all the way around to get back up into those beads. So I'm just going to go all the way around. And I'm going to make a big huge mess with my scissors. Of course I am. Shit. I have beads from here to yin yang now. Everywhere. Holy cow. I got seed beads spilled everywhere now. It's my scissors made a mess. Okay, so we want to get back up into that bead. So I'm just following my thread path. Oopsies. I gotta go all the way around. So I gotta go down through there because I can't make it's not my thread path to just come up. I forgot, you gotta go all the way around. So I'm going all the way around these beads like this. Following my thread path, that's all I'm doing. There we go. Back up into that one. And now I'm going to be going into the right direction. So now I want to get into this middle 11-0. So I can add my closure on the end. So you have to make a complete circle all the way around here in there to get back up into this middle bead here. You can't just go around and come across because then you're making another thread path. Coming out of this bead, you'd be going into this bead sideways in the wrong direction. So that's not the right way. Now here is where I put on my closure. I'm just going to pick up 2 11-0s, a 4 millimeter, and 11-0. That's all the length I want between the cut button and my bracelet. Okay, so I'm picking up my cut button now. Bringing that down. I'm going to pick up an 11-0, 4 millimeter, and 11-0. And I'm going to drop down the other side of the cut button, just like that. Like this. Now you want to pick up one more 11-0 and you want to go back into this Firepolish that you put on where your cut button is. So you just want to go back into this bead here. If it's going to stay still. Alright, get out of my way, 11-0. There we go. And pull. Now you're going to pick up 2 more 11/0s. And now you're exiting out of your 11/0 on this here, on this side. So make a circle and just go right back into this 11/0 here. Like that. And pull that tight. Now I like that much better than having this big long honker neck. So of course we have to reinforce, so go back through all your beads. Right through to the top of the cup button. Pulling tight. Make sure you grab that seed bead on the top of your cup button. Go through the fire polish on top, or whatever you use. And back down the other side. I'm just and one more time. Like that. Pull nice and tight, okay? So now it's nice and tight in there. Not very tight in here, but we'll fix that. We're working with 8-pound Fireline, so it's good and strong. And I'm catching that 11/0 that's on top of that cup button. Through here, down this side, and down through those. And it's starting to get tight, so you know you've gone through 3 times when your needle starts getting tight. Okay, now back through here. And now I'm going to go back on this side. I really don't know why that's tight, but okay. Not sure what happened there. Oh goodness, I missed the 11/0. Oh, silly of me. Okay, so now go back through your fire polish down on this below your cup button and pull it tight. So this is what you should have now. You don't have a super long neck. You don't really need a long neck on these. And I'm just weaving my way back around. So I'm going to exit out on that side, and I'm pulling everything tight. So this is not loose, this is not loose, nothing's loose. Right, so now I'm back out here. And I'm going to exit through here because I want to exit out of this little point right there at the top. So I'm actually completely opposite to my cup button now, almost. Just following your thread path. Don't go and create your own thread path to take a shortcut. I'll come there and kick your butt if you do. And that's that. So now it's nice and stiffened up and really pretty. So this is the start of your holiday poinsettia bracelet. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are exiting now out of our top opposite from our closure, We worked our way around our beads to get into this bead here. It's just a simple thread path you follow, the one you created. And let's get started here now. So now we're on a new row, so the pick up is going to be different than this one we pick up on this side. Okay, so be careful how you do this. Now this can be a little confusing. I'm trying not to make it confusing. But alright, pick up your 4mm first, 11/0, 4mm, 11/0, a 4mm, 11/0, and a 4mm. Okay? So you've got 4 4mm and 3 11/0s. No 11/0s on each end. Make a circle, go back through that same bead you're coming out of. Now how in God's name did I do that? Oh, who knows? Okay, and now we're going to go right back through all of them again to reinforce. And it stiffens it up, especially if you're using 8-pound Fireline. It really helps keep this bracelet nice and snug. Back through all of these beads. So I'm back to my base again where I started. Right, so now I have this on here. Now you need to be coming out of the next 11/0. So bring your needle up to that 11/0, going through the 4mm and that 11/0, and exit out of that one. And pull tight. Now you're going to pick up 3 11/0s. Make a circle and go back through, just making your picot all the way around like you've done. Like that. 3 more 11/0s. Back through the 11/0 you're coming out of. I snag all 3 beads because I hate making umpteen thread passes if I don't have to. I cut all corners. Okay, and 3 more 11/0s. And now back through all these beads again. Okay, so that's what I do. I cheat. Sometimes, like I said, you have to stand your beads up properly. Now, you want to be exiting out of this picot here on the side, and you want to be coming out of this bead here. So I'm just going to work my way around, coming out, and I'll be exiting down towards my beadwork. So if you follow your thread path, as if you're going to make that picot again, or just reinforce it and go through it again, you should be coming out in the right direction. So go through the side bead on the picot, and now I want to exit out of that tip. Okay. So now we're going to make our second unit, but we're going to join it first here. So you're doing your second one in your second row. Pick up a 4mm Firepolish only. And now you're going to put your needle through that top picot of that bottom one there. And just close this off. And now they are joined like that. Okay? Now your pickup is going to be a little different, so you're going to pick up a Firepolish, 4mm, 11/0, a 4mm, 11/0, and a 4mm. So you should have 3 4mm and 2 11/0s on this pass. Now you're going to make a circle and go right back out through this side bead, right like that. Okay. Give this a good tight pull. Now you're going to work your way around these and exit out of this one here to make your picots in this new section you did. Okay, so I'm just making thread passes in my thread path, and now I'm going to exit out of that 11-0 there because I need to put a picot in there and pull it tight. Okay, pick up 3 11-0s and pass through there, just making a circle. Okay, that's done. Pick up 3 11-0s and go through all these beads here again. So I'm going through 11-0, 4mm, and the 11-0 where I started, and that's where I'm going to stop for now. And this is what you should have completed: 2 rows of 2 sections on each row. Okay, now you're exiting between here where you've joined your sections together. You want to exit out of the bead that's right below so that you can see it's the middle bead between these 2 sections. So you want to exit out of this bead here. Okay. Like that. See, you're in this bead here. Now you're going to pick up one of your 6mm. I'm exiting on this side of the bead, so I'm going to enter this one directly across in the middle here. I'm going to go in the same way I'm exiting, which is this way. And I'm going to place that 6mm in the middle of my bracelet, like that. Okay, trying to do this on the mat, not that easy. Okay, so that's in there. Don't add any seed beads or nothing in there, you don't need them. Now you're going to go right back through this 6mm without picking up any beads. You came on this side of your 11-0, you need to go back this way so you can straighten up your 11-0 again. So I'm going back in that way. I came out on this side, I'm entering on this side. And give it a good tight pull. Okay? So there is your 6mm snugly fit inside the middle of your bracelet. Now I'm just going to work my way back up into this 11-0 here. I'm staying in my thread path, but I'm only going through one 11-0 after I exit. And then I'm going to work my way back up in my thread path. It's very, very important you keep your thread paths. Okay, and now I want to be at the tip of that one. So I'm going to go up the side bead and into the tip of that one, like that. And that's all there is to it. So now we're going to put on another section. So you're going to pick up 4mm, 11-0, 4mm, 11-0, 4mm, 11-0, and a 4mm. So now this time you've got 4 4mm and 3 11-0s, because it's your very first one on your next row. So make a circle, come back through, And now you're going to just move through all these beads and reinforce it. Just going through it one more entire time. And there. Now you're going to go add your picots in here. So go through the 4mm and exit out of the next 11-0. And add your little picot, pick up 3 11-0s. And I'm going to exit through all 3 11-0, 4mm 11-0. Because like I said, I hate making all these thread paths with a super long piece of thread. Pull that nice and tight. And 3 more. Nice and tight. And one more time. Pick up 3 more and go through all your beads again. And pull it nice and tight. Now you want to be exiting out of this side bead again. So go up. Instead of going completely around in a circle like you're making picots, you want to work out of the picot now. So you're going to go into the side. I really hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Maybe I'll bring this up a bit more. Go into the side and now exit out of this pointy part right here. Okay? Now, for our second one in this next row, we need to join it. So we're just going to pick up 1 4mm. Okay, and we've got our little picot here. Now you're going to go into this top bead like that. And you're just going to sit that fire polish in there to join it like so. Okay? Now you're going to pick up a 4mm 11-0, 4mm 11-0, and a 4mm. So now you've only got 3 crystals, 3 4mm, and 2 11-0s. You're going to make a circle and go right back through this bead here that you came out of on this last unit. But I'm going to go through all these 3 beads here, so the 11-0, the 4mm, and that 11-0 there, because I need to reinforce this. So there, now you have your second unit on your next row. So I'm going to go through all these beads to reinforce it and just stiffen it right up. And pull that nice and tight. Okay? Now you need to be out of this 11-0 on the side here, so you can add your 2 picots. I'm just doing this, picking up 3 11-0s. I'm going to go through the 11-0, the 4mm, and the 11-0. Okay, pick up 3 more 11-0s. And now you're going to exit through there, through the 4mm, and exit out of that first 11-0 that you originally came out of. Like that. And give that a good tight pull. Alright, so you're exiting out of this one. You're just going to drop down into this one here that's facing towards the middle. So just go into that bead there. And now we're going to add our 6mm in the center and close it off. So pick up a 6mm. Okay, you're exiting out of this one. You're just going to go directly across and exit out of this one in the middle as well. Putting your 6mm fire polish in the center like that. Okay, so you're just going to come around now and go back up your 6mm like that. And see how your bead is crooked because you've only gone out of one side of it? See how it's not sitting straight? Put your needle in the right way and give this a good tight pull, and that should straighten your bead back up in the center like that. See? And now I'm exiting here, so I'm just going to go into this one side bead of the picot and into the Firepolish and work my way back up to the top up there. So let's do that. Staying with my thread path. Okay. Go into here. Now we're just going to make our way around till we're coming out the other side, or yeah, the tip right here. Because now we're going to add another section. And for the start of the new row, the first section you do, you're always going to pick up 4mm. Okay? You're always going to pick up 4. So 4mm, 11/0, 4mm, 11/0, 4mm, 11/0, and a 4mm. So we've got 4 4mm and 3 11/0s. Coming out here, the tip here, just make a circle and go back through that bead you're coming out of. Like that. And place those there. And of course, reinforce. So I'm just going to show you all of this one more time. Then I'm going to go off camera and finish the length that I need. Okay, so this is good and reinforced. Now you need to exit out of your 11/0 right here. I gotta go plug my camera in, it's gonna die. The battery's flashing in the middle of the screen, so I'll be back in a second to finish. Okay, so now plug my camera in. She's working good again. Now you're coming out of your side bead and you're going to add your little picots. So you're going to go all the way around this unit and add your picot. Like I said, I go through all 3 beads. Less thread pulling. Adding my picot in there. 3. I thought it was really funny yesterday. I was reading a comment on one of my videos, and all she said is, "You talk too much." So I got into this nasty state of mind when I read that. I was like, what? I talk too much? Maybe I do talk too much, but I like to explain things as much as I can. That way it saves me and saves you from asking me 100 questions, right? So I try to explain everything as detailed as I can in a video. Well, she said, "You talk too much." So I said to her, "Nobody held a gun to your head and made you watch my videos. In fact, you don't deserve to watch my videos and learn anything on my tutorials. So you can leave the same way you came. And don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you." And that's my reply to her. I just thought, okay, I talk too much. But nobody ever sat there and said she had to watch my videos. She could have just left. She didn't even need to comment. Some people are just, I don't know. They want you to just get right to the gung-ho of the project because they're advanced beaders. So advanced that they don't need all of the learning. Well, I'm trying to teach everyone to do this, not just advanced beaders. Nothing against advanced beaders, but geez, you know, these beginner people, everybody's got to start somewhere and someone's got to learn somewhere. And if I'm just skipping through and saying, well, you should know, you know, that's not fair to the beginners, and that's not fair to you either. So I just became very hostile towards her. Anyway, I'm going to pick up a 4mm because I'm exiting out of here. See, I did talk too much. I didn't even tell you what I was doing. So I'm exiting out of the side of this new unit that we just put on. And now you're going to bring your needle into the bottom unit here, but into the top bead, and add your 4mm in there, like that. Okay? Now this is where you're going to pick up less. You're going to pick up a 4mm, 11/0, 4mm, 11/0, and a 4mm. So you're only picking up 3 because you've already got 1, right? And then you're just going to go back into this 11/0, and I'm going to catch the 4mm and that 11/0 that we originally went in on the bottom unit, and pull it nice and tight. So now you know the rule. Reinforce, reinforce. As you can see, I just pull a little bit of thread through and keep pulling until I have gone right through it and not made all these passes. And there, nice and snug. Now you need to exit out of the side one to do your picots. This is a repetitive pattern. It's a pretty pattern. I absolutely love it. It turned out better than I anticipated. I had to do a lot of tweaking. Oops, I didn't pick up enough 11/0s. I had to do a lot of tweaking because what I was making wasn't working. So I tried putting embellishments in here. I could have if I wanted to, but then I would have had to get a 50/0 because the 11/0s were just not working. No matter what I used, no matter if I used a 6mm, 4mm to do an embellishment here, I would have had to go get a 50/0, and I just wanted to keep this with the 3 beads, so you guys don't have to go get a whole whack of beads for this project. Usually you have these beads on hand, and I'm pretty sure you can use 4mm rounds. They work exact same thing. You can even try it in pearls. It would probably work in a 6mm pearl in there as well. So I'm just going and putting on my last picot, picking up 3 beads. And now we're exiting on the side here, and you want to be exiting out of this bottom bead, and you're going to pick up your 6mm Firepolish. Exiting on this side, you're going to enter the next bead on the same side. Okay, so you're going to enter into this bead here, like so. Same way. Okay, and let me get this and pull it through, putting our 6mm Firepolish in there like that. Now just take your needle and go back up your 6mm Firepolish without picking up any beads, and see how your bead is not sitting straight, the one you just came out of on the side. Go in it like that, and it'll straighten it right up and give everything a good snug tight pull. And there it is in there, and your beads are all straight now. Now you want to exit out of the tip of this one, so just continue through the side and the Firepolish, the 4mm one, because that is your thread path. When you made this unit, you went in a circle. And now exit here. And in the side. And into that top bead there. Like that. And now you're going to add your next row. This is just how simple the whole entire bracelet is, and I think it looks stunning. I am not going to add anything in here for an embellishment because I like it. I like the way it looks like this. It looks Christmassy. It looks like a poinsettia almost. Somebody even mentioned that in a comment. So I figured I'm just going to leave it just like this. It's just very, very pretty like that. I could attach this, but I went and cut this off. So this end off. That's not going to work because now my threads are all going to just come out anyway. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do this to the length that I need, and I'm going to come back and show you how to put this on. So keep working. Okay, so I'm at the end here. I've made my length that I need. There's my end, and there's my length. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 rows of these, and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 6mm fire polish in the center here, these guys. So now we're going to add our closure and the piece that's gonna do up on our cut button, and we're going to do the same thing. So you would have ended here after you've put your last 6mm in. So we're just going to come up here, and I did have to add thread. And now we're going to pick up a 4mm, 11/0, and a 4mm, and now we're going to join it here and just make a bridge. So go straight across into the 11/0 and place it there like we did on the other end. Now you can always go ahead and reinforce this just because it is pretty loose now. And I'm just going around in a thread path. Unfortunately, you have to go all the way down, pulling tight, going back up, and I'm pretty sure I can only grab one bead at a time because now it's getting tighter in here. There we go. And it's kind of a good idea to reinforce always where your closure is. And now we need to go through this again like that. Like that. And now I'm going back through these again so I can exit out of just there. And that way it's good and reinforced. Oops, pulled it right out of my hand. See, I'm just following my thread path, and it does want to get a bit tighter, so good thing you don't have to keep going through all these beads. Alright. So now I'm here where I'm just going to exit out of that 11/0. So what we did over here with this, we want to do over here because we want it to match, right? So we're going to pick up 2 11/0s, a fire polish. Now, I believe it's 26 11/0s, and I'm going to pick up 26 and see if that's going to fit around the cut button easy. So all right, I have 26 on here. And I'm just going to go through the fire polish like this. Okay. And I'm going to see if that's going to fit. I'm going to hold this tight here, wrapped around my fingers, and see if my cuff button fits through it with ease, without loose, and it doesn't. So I'm going to put 2 more on, because maybe it's 28 now. It's, again, these are my Miyuki beads, and they seem a bit smaller than Toho's. Okay. So back again now through the fire polish, holding this really super tight in your fingers. I've got the thread wrapped around really tight. Now I'm going to see if the cut button will fit in here without any troubles, and it does. So 28 seems to be the good fit. So let me see if this is even going to fit around my wrist. It's hard to say because I can't do this without reinforcing it because it still comes loose on me. So let me hold it there. Try to put it on my wrist to make sure it fits without any problems. There we go. Oh, shoot. I'm just going to do this. Oh, no you don't. And it will fall off. Alright, let's see if this is perfect. And it is. Okay, so I've got it cupped. I'm pulling it tight right here. This is how I'm trying it on. And it fits. Now, let's take it off and reinforce it. So, you need to pick up 2 more 11-0s after you've exited through your fire polish. And then just exit through the top 11-0 up there. That's between your fire polish. And now we got it to reinforce. Go through all these beads again. Guess you need to see what I'm doing instead of being out of the camera view. And which side did I go down that one? So we need to go down this side. Back in here. Okay, and one more time for good. You know me. My skin is peeling. Going through still. Down the fire polish, and down these 2, and through there, and give it a good tight pull. Fix up your rubber nose, see if it fits without any problem. And it does. So now we're just going to tie our thread off. So I'm going to tie it off starting right at the base here, and I'm going to pull my knot in the fire polish. So between the 11-0 and the fire polish, and I'm going to put my needle in this loop twice for a surgeon's knot, and pull it nice and tight. Now just work your way down till you come to another fire polish, and again put my needle underneath, put it in once and twice, pull it slow and tight, okay, and into the fire polish. And I'm going to do it one more time. 3 knots I find is perfect for finishing off your bracelet. And we have one more 11-0 to go through. And it's kind of tight. So I'm just going to do it into the 6mm then, because it's too tight there and I don't want to break anything. Oh, what am I doing? I went back into the 11-0. That's definitely not what I wanted to do. Go between the, there we go, the seed bead and the 6mm. Okay, so bring my needle through once and twice. Make sure you are in the right place. Pull it tight and into the fire polish. Now I'm just going to run through some beads. Go through these ones in the center here. Finishing it off. And one more. What the heck. And then cut it off. Now you're going to do the same thing on your tail, because we did not tie our tail into a knot, just because I didn't know how many times we'd be going through these beads. So you just thread on your tail here. That's why you leave it long enough that you can weave a needle through beads and tie knots, half-hitch knots. My eye is bent on this needle, so I have a hard time threading it. Wow, I don't even think I can thread it. Oh, and I don't have another needle up here. Something plugging it, and I think it's Fireline. Alright, I'm going to try it this way like everybody does. Let's see if it works for me, but it never does. See, I never do it this way. It never works for me. That's because there's something in the eye of my needle. Oh well. And it's bent, so it's really, really difficult to get anything in there. Yeah, I bent it really bad here. Anyway, I'm going to have to get another needle because I'm not going to be able to thread this, but you got the gist of what you got to do with this. Just tie it off. Let's try this on. See how good it looks. Without busting anything. Oh, I hate the feel of matte beads. Ugh. Why did I even use matte? They feel like chalk. Okay. What the hell is going on here? Why is this not working? Huh. Pretty sure this fit over. And why is it not going over on my wrist? Goodness gracious. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Except for my thread hanging. Anyway, let me zoom out a bit so you can see this pretty bracelet. Except for this. So there's the bottom. The closure looks really nice. And it's very festive and very Christmassy, and it kind of looks like a poinsettia. It's really pretty bracelet, but you can make it in whatever color you want. You know, it doesn't have to be considered a poinsettia. You can make it in black and blue and purple and, you know, whatever color you like. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and you have fun making this bracelet. It is really pretty, and if you want to prevent this from breaking, I would add couple extra seed beads in here, just so it's easier to get on and off without breaking it. So I'm going to go finish this, get this tutorial edited and uploaded, and I'll see you soon on the next video. All the beads that you need in this project will be listed in the show more box, the description box below. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.